What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live trading session. I hope you guys like this new studio, this new backdrop. There's actually not much changes. All we did is that we put another light right there. So yeah, now there's yellow over here and then there's purple over here. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm in a freaking Star Wars movie right now, right? Light versus dark, red versus blue. Yeah, having this contrast. I just feel like a professional Fortnite player, like those sweaty ass guys that you encounter in Fortnite, which like to build 90s. If you play Fortnite, you will know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But yeah, that's how I feel right now, which means that I'm about to be a sweaty, competitive Forex trader, all right? I'm gonna bring my gaming competitiveness into trading. All right, so today, as you guys know, we are going to be trading London session as usual, right? In this case, have been looking at the currency pairs for like the past few minutes or so, and I saw that everything has just been going up, right? You can see everything just been shooting up. There's not an optimal entry point. Looks like we have to play a waiting game in this London session, but let's see how it goes. There's a chance that we can potentially look for a little quick scalp right here, look for a cheeky little short position right here, just to shut the move down. All right, you know what, let's just go in for like a quick scalp. I think somewhere around here, this would be pretty nice to actually look for shorts. But yeah, let's wait first, right? Let's just play the waiting game and let's just properly scan for trading opportunities. Let's not do anything rush or impulsive, right? So yeah, let's just take it one step at a time. Okay, so after doing a much more thorough analysis on EU, I do think that it's time for price to start going down soon. This is just price pulling back to sweep the liquidity above this high and also above this high, mitigating this extreme supply zone that we have marked up right here. So if we were to enter for a sell right here, our stop loss will be above this high. That's about 10 pips stop loss. And let's just see how it goes. Right, so if I come in here, enter for a sell, place my stop loss at around 10 pips. And this is where we can get in for a quick little short position. All right, so London session about to open in 2 minutes. I do think price is going to start collapsing very heavily right now. Just it's going to have an absolute demolishing effect. So yeah, I just want to see like more confirmation before I start getting in. But we can just sit here and just wait until all the cows come home. This is just me waiting for certainty, right? Which is just me being scared, to be honest with you guys. Yeah, just me being scared. But yeah, let's just see, all right? Let me just get extra confirmation. Let me just get more evidence to support my bearish trade bias, right? So price was heading down, and then this is price pulling back to where? The last lower high, like what we have seen right here. And then this is where price is potentially pulled back up to the last lower high. And then you can see the internal structure started shifting bearish right here. So the internal structure is still heavily bearish. So if you're looking for short right here, we are trading with the sort of like 1 hour internal structure, but we are trading against the 5-minute internal structure. So now it comes down to, which one actually have more power. I'm just gonna like go with the fact that price is about to shift bearish right now, so yeah, let's just enter for a sell. Boom, quick little sell position in the building right now. Stop loss above this high right here. You guys can see stop loss above this high, right? 10 pip stop loss. If we lose, we lose, right? But this is a bet that I'm willing to take, right? Because this is where, once again, we have pretty much saw point of interest mitigation. We saw a liquidity sweep above this high and also above these highs right here as well. So we got quite a lot of like confluences and evidence that is telling us that price is potentially going to shift bearish. So yeah, we got quite a lot of like confluences. So yeah, let me just quickly give you guys like a quick little recap on like what are the confluences that we have that is supporting this bearish trade bias. If you look at a 4-hour time frame, what we do have is we got a market shift on a higher time frame, and then we got a break of structure on the higher time frame. So swing structure, daily time frame, 4-hour time frame, we are heavily bearish, right? So we can clearly see that the sellers are in control of price. And then if you look at the 1 hour time frame, this is where we are identifying our supply zones where we want to look for short, right? Because right now, since everything is going down, we want to trade in alignment with that, which means we want to look for shorts at supply zones. So if you go down to the 1 hour time frame, you will see that, hey, price have just mitigated this 1 hour supply zone that is also situated at the last lower high right here. And then the immediate price actually mitigated that. Watch how the internal structure started to shift bearish. Now, you can see, until price take out this low right here, we are technically still bullish on the internal structure. But the second layer of the internal structure, which is really what's going on right here, has already shifted bearish to potentially facilitate the pullback into like this last higher low, right? So this means that there's a very high chance for price to at least come down to this area here, or even this area here, before it wants to continue bullish, right? So like that's the bull case for EU. So once again, higher time frame, lower time frame is pretty much supporting our trade bias of looking for short, and all that I was lacking is just some form of entry confirmation, some form of entry signal. And I pretty much got my entry signal when I saw, you know, we got a market shift right here after the point of interest mitigation. Like I said, second layer of the internal structure has officially shifted bearish right now, and later on we got a break of structure to the downside that validate this market shift, telling us that we are not delusional, price is indeed bearish on the lower time frame right now. And this means that this is the swing high, right? This would be our 1 hour swing high, and then this would be our 1 hour swing low, which also means that in order for price to remain bearish, it has to respect this last lower high. Price has to hold at this supply zone, right, for price to potentially create a new lower high before price going down. That's just market structure, right? We are not even using any crazy concepts right here, just pure market structure, just pure price action, just looking at the mechanics behind the market itself. But yeah, that was, you know, so the structural alignment that we have, right? Internal, swing structural, both is aligned to bearish right now. And our entry confirmation requires a few things. Number one is the point of interest mitigation, right? So I need to see price come up to my supply zone before I look for shorts. So in this case, price have mitigated the supply zone right here, and it has also mitigated like this 1 hour supply zone right here, which is just nice, the last line of defense for this 1 hour swing high right here, right? So yeah, point of interest mitigation. Next thing is we also got our liquidity sweep, right, where price pretty much came up there, swept the available liquidity that was sitting above this highest right here. If you go down to the 15-minute time frame, you'll see that it's even more obvious, where we have price creating equal highs before going down, and price has finally taken those liquidity. And yeah, liquidity sweep, point of interest mitigation, and we are also trading during the London Open, the London Q zone itself. So we should expect, you know, a good amount of liquidity to step into the market at any point of time right now, just causing price to shift bearish. And this is where we are going to absolutely collapse, right? At least that's my bias of what price for EURUSD is actually going to do. So in this case, just going to be zen, just going to be relaxed, just not going to be doing anything at all until price hits my TP, right? Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I do think price is going to hit my TP though. Like, not going to lie, man. I do think price is going to hit the TP. Look at where price is right now, man. Right, price is like just slowly trickling down. Like, it knows Daddy Bread has entered into the market, right? And like it just want to like hit my trade bias, right? It just want to go down because Brad says so, right? Right. This is classic market manipulation, right? This is honestly, man. I just spent like the past 5 minutes rationalizing my trade bias to you guys, because it's very difficult for me to tell you guys that I've manipulated the market. You know, it's not an easy thing to say, right? But I did manipulate the market, guys. Like, that's the truth. All of that shit that I just shared with you guys, all of those were fake, right? All of those is like me just trying to cover up the fact that I manipulated the market, and right now price is going in my way because I manipulated the market, right? I am the market manipulator. Ha 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 ha. Right? Yeah, that's why price is going down right now. So totally not because of my awesome, precise, accurate market mechanics analysis. No, just me manipulating the price. That's it. Or maybe I'm lucky, or maybe I'm just, you know, someone who's a magician, right? Whatever excuse you want to give to yourself. So yeah, stop loss is situated at this last high right here. Once again, the protected high, that swept liquidity, right? So there's a very low chance that price will come up there and swap the liquidity again. I'm not saying it can't, but it can, but like there's a low chance. Once again, all about probabilities, right? And in terms of take profit, I'm potentially going to be targeting like 2R. So like somewhere maybe like right around here. This will be pretty decent. And it's also just nice situating near our next 15-minute demand zone that swept liquidity, right? Which is really like just the opposing liquidity itself. Because once again, we got a break of structure right here. And then what led to this break of structure was this demand zone that was created right here. That swept liquidity. Okay, so this would be a pretty nice place to like just take profit. But yeah, guys, that's the trade. That's the trade. This is probably going to be the last trade I'm taking for quite some time, maybe for like 1 week, since next week I'm heading to Greece with my company, right? We are going to have a lot of fun together, gonna have a lot of dinners and parties, and like I'm gonna try to take my mind off the charts as much as humanly possible. So let's make sure that we win this trade so that this trade can pay for the entire Greece stream. And then next thing you know, you'll probably see like a video uploaded on the main channel that says my 150k weekend in Greece or in Egypt or some shit like this, like a clickbaity title to show you guys, you know, me just living large, right? Because I'm a pretty damn successful trader, haha, and I'm a market manipulator. I'm smart money, bro. I'm smart money, bro. Like I'm way above you all retail trading noobs, you know, brokies out there, man. I am the G, all right? I am the G. Yeah, man. But such is life. Such is life, guys. Bro, honestly, I'm gonna miss doing these live trading sessions, man. Like I just love yapping in front of the camera, you know. I just love showing off my awesome trading skills, guys. Like you guys have absolutely no idea. Like most of the time when I'm doing these live trading sessions, I have absolutely no clue what I should talk about, right? Because I'm not a very humorous person. I'm not a very funny person. I'm not gonna do stupid shit on the camera just so that I can get more likes and views. So a lot of times I'm just sitting over here live trading and just not knowing what to talk about. Like, honestly, imagine if you guys were me. Like, imagine if you were me, right? Here's my point of view. Here's how I do these live trading sessions. So I sit down in front of my computer and I start trading and I stare in front of a studio display monitor with my Apple keyboard and my mouse, and I just sit there and I look at a bunch of candlesticks. Yeah. And then there's a camera right in front of my face. Like this shit is unfiltered, man. This shit is raw. I don't have like a fucking script that tells me what to say. No, all of this shit is just raw, unfiltered. This is like coming straight from the heart, straight from the soul itself. But yeah, like just put yourself in my shoes. Like, yeah, I'm trying my best to like entertain you guys, man. Doing these live trading sessions, and I'm just thinking about how I can make these live trading sessions valuable, right? So it's not just educational, but it's also entertaining, right? So this is what I call edutainment, right? Edutainment, entertainment plus education, get it, right? So yeah, I'm trying to do some edutainment during this live trading session. So a lot of times I just like to sit down here and yap. So if you guys are new to the live trading sessions, or you are new to my second channel, Brad Trades, if you enjoy listening to a market veteran, right, a professional gambler, which is what I like to call myself, yap about trading and life and anything and everything that he wants to talk about, make sure you subscribe, man. But yeah, and also like just let me know what you guys think of this studio right here. Do you guys actually like this studio, right? Like I think this studio is pretty sick, you know. Now we got this purple yellow light at the back. It feels like yin yang, you know. Yeah, it looks pretty sick, man. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm kind of satisfied with this shit, bro. Ah man, I feel like a Twitch streamer right now, guys. You guys have no idea, man. So yeah, since I don't know what to talk about, I'm just gonna talk to you guys about what goes through my mind, right? Maybe I can like just expose some myth about beginner traders, right? A lot of beginner traders have, because a lot of you guys come in to this game with like a flawed mindset. And it's really the mindset that hinders you from success in trading. It's not the strategy, it's not the technical analysis, but it's your mindset. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to talk about in this live trading session. The biggest lie that traders believe in is the fact that there is a finish line. Now listen, buddy, there is no freaking finish line. When you become a quote-unquote successful trader, it is not the end. Okay, there is no destination that you arrive where you can just sit back on a beach in Miami or something and just enjoy passive income. I don't even know if there's beaches in Miami. Not B-I-T-C-H-E-S, but like beaches, you know, like beach. But yeah, you get my point, right? Like there is no destination where you guys can like just arrive and you can sit back on your couch and just enjoy passive income, where you can like just generate returns from the market, like freaking dividends, right? That's not how it works in trading. Because the thing about trading is that the moment you stop playing the game is the moment where the money stopped coming in, right? Like that's the detrimental part about trading. The moment you stop being disciplined, the moment you stop doing the right things every single day, the moment you stop showing up every single day, all the money will go away, right? or rather all the money that you have made will be given back to the market, or you're going to spend it on some other bullshit. That's one thing. Another thing is that I think a lot of you guys don't understand the fact that the market is a living, breathing organism. It's alive, which also means that it tends to evolve. It tends to change over time. A strategy that works 5 years ago may no longer work right now. Market conditions change, market participants change, volatility changes, liquidity changes, trade setups will eventually stop working, and you will have to find new ones which do, right? So if you don't adapt, you pretty much die in this game. One of the laws of physics is entropy, and entropy states that nature naturally moves from a state of order to disorder over time. So if you apply that to trading, if you are not structured in your trading, if you don't trade in an orderly manner, you don't trade in a mechanical way, eventually your trading results will be chaotic, right? It's gonna be fall into disorder. So it's all about, the ability to like just show up every single day and just be as structured as humanly possible, doing the things that you don't feel like doing for an extended period of time. And I think a lot of people are just not willing to do it, right? Like a lot of people are infatuated with trading, but they are not actually willing to pay the price to actually master this skill set. A lot of people want the freedom, the lifestyle, the money that comes with trading, but they don't want to incur the cost of becoming a trader. They don't want to do the boring, repetitive shit like journaling, reviewing their trading plan, and just improving their strategy, reflection, all this stuff, which actually make a professional trader profitable. They don't want to do it, right? So as a result, they don't get the results that they desire. All right, back to the charts. Price is moving way too slow, man. I can't believe price is like still right here. Come on now. It just doesn't seem to go down, It's a little bit frustrating right now. I'm not gonna lie, guys, but like this is once again just the market testing your patience, right? You just gotta be able to wait it out and just do nothing, because that's what the market reward. The market will reward you for your patience. It literally pays to be patient when you are trading, and it costs to be impatient, right? It costs to be reckless. So yeah, man, I'm just gonna continue being patient. Right now, looking at the current price action, I just think that it needs a little bit more fuel, right? Smart money need to like step on the pedal a little bit, step on the accelerator pedal a little bit, and just drive price all the way down to freaking 1.1422, right? You can see it's starting to happen. Like I said, guys, I'm the market manipulator, man. Like whatever I say comes to fruition. Whatever that comes out of my mouth is gonna change reality. Right now, you guys don't see this shit right now, but my mind is actually working to change the frequency of the market, right? Which is also causing price to change. Okay, like my mind is literally influencing the price action right now. You guys just don't see it, man. Like once again, man, when you guys watch my live trading videos, the live trading sessions, you guys might think that the market is moving because of my awesome analysis. Nah, it's just because I'm a freaking psychic, right? I have telekinesis. I'm just moving price right now. Like right now, I'm just wanting pricing to go up, You can see like price is going up right here because I don't want to be exposed as a secret market manipulator, right? So I'm just going to chill and make everybody think that this is just the natural cause of being a smart-ass telekinesis with a big-ass brain. But anyways, imagine I actually end up losing this trade, bro, after yapping for so long. That would be pretty embarrassing, huh? That would be pretty damn embarrassing. But yeah, I don't want to jinx it, man. I don't want to jinx it. So let's just continue being zen and holding this shit. Yeah, as you guys can see, we are still waiting for the trade to play out. Like if you look at the other opportunities, if you look at the other currency pair, you can see that it's pretty much the same shit, right? Like price is not moving a lot, right? It's not really moving a lot on every single currency pair. So it's not just EU. Remember, man, the grass is never greener on the other side. A lot of you guys think that, oh, forex traders have it easy compared to crypto traders, or stock traders has it easy compared to like option trader. Never, bro. The grass is never greener on the other side. For every single game that you choose to play, for every single asset class, every single market that you choose to trade in, There's both pros and cons. There's both bugs and features, right? There's both upsides and downsides. No one has it easier, bro. Trust me. Option trader have it difficult, crypto trader as well, forex trader, like the whole nature of trading is just difficult, right? It's just a matter of like picking the asset class that you are the most interested in, you're the most passionate in, and you are the most competent in, and just sticking to it long enough for you to actually see consistent results from trading it. That's it, right? It's not about like wandering around, you know, like just getting distracted by the women in the red dress, just switching to another market, switching to another asset class because you lost money on trading Bitcoin or some bullshit like that. Like, that's not how it is, man. Like, because the game just rewards depth, not width. It requires you to be focused. And the definition of focus is like just the ability to do one thing, is to eliminate alternative and just do that one thing very, very well for a longest time, right? Like Bruce Lee famously said, fear not the man who knows 10,000 kicks, but the man who practices one kick 10,000 times. It's the same thing right here with trading. If you practice trading Forex 10,000 times, if you practice following a trading plan, journaling, reviewing a trading plan, if you practice market mechanics, if you practice identifying liquidity concepts for 10,000 trades, you are, by definition, you're gonna get more competent at the thing that you are practicing, right? So it's like, when you guys see me being calm and focused when I'm trading, it's because of practice, right? Like, you automatically become what you practice. If you practice being undisciplined, if you practice being emotional on the markets itself, then no shit, you're going to be emotional when you are trading, because that's what you have practiced, right? Like, the reason why I'm so calm, focused, zen-like when I'm trading, so confident, is because of the fact that I've done this shit so many times that I can do it unconsciously right now. And like, it requires a lot of willpower or discipline to be me, when in reality that's not the case, right? Because I just show up and I just do my thing, and on the outside it seems like I'm very disciplined and all that shit, but for me personally, from my point of view, it's just another day, right? Because like, that's what I've practiced doing. Boom! Big boy Liquidity has entered into the chat, baby. Has entered into the chat. Like, look at this right now. Come on, right? Don't just stop because I stopped talking. But yeah, man, you guys can see clear as day, order flow has officially shifted bearish right now. We can expect this to continue. Okay, just continue going down. Maybe there's gonna be like a tiny little pullback, but this is just gonna be like a tiny pause in price before it continue going down. So yeah, man, like if you look at this, there's like just not much resistance. Like, the only place that I think where price can potentially reverse is maybe like this demand that we have right here. You know what, let me just map that up just in case. Okay, let me just map that up, right? So always check your blind spots, guys. But yeah, like, those are the two demand zone where price is 100% gonna move toward next, because there's nothing much here, right? This is just a minor fractal pullback, which means that it's just liquidity right here. And I will even go ahead and suggest that like this right here is also liquidity, like just sitting above these highs right here. I mean, below these lows right here as well. So yeah, let's just see, man. Let's just see, right? Let's just see how far price can go in this trade. Now, going back to what I said about practice makes perfect. It's not just about practice, right? So it's also about reviewing and improving. I believe that practice doesn't make perfect. I believe that practice makes permanent. So if you practice over trading, you just get better at over trading. If you practice revenge trading, you just get better at revenge trading. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. Your trading results will not change unless your actions change, until your behavior change, right? So by definition, right, if you do the same thing over and over again, you're just going to get the exact same results because you haven't changed any variable in your behavior, right? So if you don't change your behavior, you're going to get the same results. So if you do not like your trading results, if you despise your trading P&L, if you look at your life and you don't like what you see, you don't like the person in the mirror, then something gotta change, right? Like, that's my personal philosophy. And the only way you will know exactly what to change is if you review your trades. If you take the time out to look at the trades that you have taken analyzes what went wrong so you can prevent yourself from making the same mistake in the future. That's how you should play chess. That's how you get better at dancing. That's how you get better at being a professional athlete, right? If you look at all of these people who are playing in the most competitive fields in their respective endeavor, they all take the time to review the tape, right? Like boxing champions, they take the time out to review not just their own tape but also their opponent's tape, how the opponents fight, how they own fight, how they lost the fight, so on and so forth. It's the exact same thing right here. That's why it's not just about practicing, it's about practicing, yes, putting in the reps, and then taking the time and giving yourself the space to introspect, to reflect, right? To think about what you could do in the future so that you can actually not repeat the same detrimental behavior again. What you can do to correct your behavior so that you are one step closer to your desired outcome, towards becoming the trader that you want to be. That is why I always say that every single trade that you take as a trader, be it a win or a loss, is simply a vote for the trader that you want to become. So if you take a trade according to your trading plan, even though you might end up losing that trade, to me, it still counts as a successful trade because you've literally casted a vote to become the professional trader that you aspire to be. So yeah, like no trade is ever wasted. Every single trade is there to teach you something. Every single trade is there to help you grow. Every single loss, every single win. So if you treat every single trade as a data point, that is where you will realize that trading is just a game of accumulating as much data points as possible, right? Because when you have more data, now you're able to make more well-informed decisions, right? You will know what's your shortcomings, you will know what are your strengths, you will know what are your weaknesses, you will know what are your flaws of your strategy, you will know what's the best time to trade, what's the best entry models to use, what are the best setups to look for, right? So on and so forth. Yeah. Hopefully, like, as I sit here and yap, right, I've shed some light in terms of how a professional trader thinks. Because like, this is what goes through my mind like almost every single day. And I think I couldn't articulate it well last time because I haven't gained the experience of actually being a professional trader. But now that I've been doing it for quite some time, 7 years, and I've just been documenting every single trade that I've taken live on this channel since the start of 2025, I've just gotten more proficient at this game, and I've just gotten more confident in my abilities, right? And I just feel more comfortable in my own skin, and I just feel like I have nothing to prove anymore. And I think that's real freedom, right? When you have nothing to win, nothing to lose, nothing to prove, that's when you are truly free. Liquidity, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Liquidity, man. I've been telling you guys this shit for so long, man. It's all about the freaking liquidity, bro. Man, you know what? Now it got me curious. Like, where does the word liquidity come from? Like, isn't this an interesting side quest, just to know, like, where does the word liquidity come from? So the word liquidity derived from the Latin liquiditas and liquidus, which means fluid, clear, or moist. It traces further back to the verb liquere, meaning to be liquid. So metaphorically, the concept links to the flow of water to the flow of money, right? So that is literally what it means. It's the flow of money, right? So that is pretty much the circulation of money in the economy, right? That is the liquidity. It describes how seamlessly and quickly an asset can flow into ready cash without losing its value. Okay, no, that's the definition of liquidity. But if you look at the word and you break it down, it pretty much means what? Liquid, right? Like the word liquidity comes from liquid. And if you look at liquid, it flows like water, my friend. So if you apply that to trading, liquidity comes from the word liquid, which means that money is simply flowing in the economy like water. So what makes you think you can't get it, right? If you think about it, what makes you think you can't get it is just like water. If you can get water, you can get money. And another thing is that water is abundant, right? So if water is abundant, money is abundant. Holy shit, that's a mind-blowing discovery right there, guys. Liquidity comes from the word liquid. Holy shit. No shit, Brett. No shit, Brett. But yeah, I don't even know what I'm yapping about at this point of time. I think this is what happens when you're just so goddamn bored from like holding the trade, man. It's like I've just been sitting over here for like the past 54 minutes staring at a bunch of candlesticks. Yeah, man, it's gonna take a while, man. All right, so I'm just gonna set and forget right now. I'm just gonna not do anything, and then I'm going to come back when price have hit my TB, or it's like near my TB, somewhere around here. Cheers. All right, we're up like good old 63k right now at the moment, 63.9k to be very specific. So yeah, you guys can see price is halfway through the TP right now. You know, good old juicy EU moving in the way I pretty much expected it to move in, right? Like this very smooth price action towards the TP. But before you do, obviously price gotta like make a little pullback just like this. That is why it's so important for you guys to like just not stare at the charts right after you get in, right? It's like if you stare at the charts, it doesn't make the price move faster, you know? As the saying goes, a watch pot doesn't boil. If it doesn't change your behavior, if it doesn't change your actions, there's like really no point in like wasting your time and energy staring at the charts, right? So you might as well like just set and forget, right? Enter the trade and then just leave the trade alone and just not do anything until either a stop loss or a TP has been hit. So in this particular case, what I like to do is that after I get in on the lower time frame, I like to escape from the lower time frame so that I don't get out of a good trade, so that I don't get psyched out because price starts pulling back. That is where I like to like just go back up to the higher time frame, you know, because when you go up to the higher time frame, you realize that this is just like a little retracement, you know, like whatever you see on the lower time frame, like this might look very significant right here on the lower time frame, or this move right here. But if you go up to the higher time frame, you realize that it's just a blip in price. It's just like a tiny little move, which is bound to happen because that's just how the market operates, right? Price cannot just go straight down. So yeah, man, like that's when I realized that sometimes you just gotta be able to have these little tips and tricks in your pocket so that you don't get, you know, influenced by your emotions whatsoever. All right, there we have it, guys. Game over. Price about to hit TP. Come on now. Come on now. This is too easy, man. I'm telling you guys, bro. Like, this is too easy, man. Come on. There's really like no kick to this trade whatsoever. Literally right after we entered into the position, which you guys have seen, price just went down to the TP just like that, right? Like, there was like no challenge whatsoever. But yeah, man, like I said, when in doubt, just zoom out, right? So if you guys ever find yourself in a situation where you are thinking of getting out of your existing position because price starts moving against you, zoom out, man. Go back up to the higher time frame. Then you will realize how insignificant the small little pullback on the 5-minute or the 1-minute time frame actually is. And also, like, just turn your charts into like black and white or black and gray, like the color that I have right here, so that, you know, you don't get psyched out by the red freaking bullish candle when you're in a long position. But yeah, man, liquidity has officially entered into the chat. All right, right now it's around 5 p.m. We are like 2 hours into the London session. This is more of like an intraday trade right now. Let's see how much money we are up right now. We are up about 89k in this exact moment, right? Right, light work, baby. Light work, baby. Yo, price is freaking pulling back right now. Of course it is, right? Like I said, man, that's just the nature of the biz. When you guys are trading, you guys got to be able to like just tolerate the uncertainty that comes with it, man. That is why I really believe that your PNL is pretty much correlated with your tolerance for uncertainty, which means that like the more you're able to handle uncertainty, the more you're able to combat fear, the better you will be at trading, the more money you will actually make, right? So yeah, like to me, I just define fear as you getting out of the present moment, projecting into the future, being scared of something that haven't happened yet, and then coming back to the present moment, right? And then like just, you know, taking the fear, taking the scaredness, right? Like what you're afraid of in the future and putting it in the present moment. So if you think about it that way, it's kind of stupid, right? Because like that's when you realize that, hey, what I'm scared of hasn't happened yet. right? So if what I'm scared of hasn't happened yet, then why am I scared of it? Right, just think about that for a minute. All right, guys, so here's a quick little update on this trade. You can see this is where we are at right now. Price have pretty much came down, mitigate this demand zone right here, making a tiny pullback, which is to be expected. I believe that this is just like an inducement. It's more of like a little trap to entice retail traders to think that price is moving to the upside, when in reality, it's just a good old liquidity sweep for price to continue going down. Reason being, you can see over here, we still have what? Available liquidity sitting below these lows right here. It genuinely doesn't get any better than this. You guys can see price went up, pull back, comes up, pulls back, comes up, pulls back. So you can see equal lows 3 times, man. There's so much stop losses below this low right here. Price have to come down to this area here. So I'm still counting on for price to actually come down to this TP right here. You know, when price is actually reversing right here, I felt this little itch. Right, I felt this little feeling in me that is asking me to get out right now because price is gonna reverse and all that bullshit. But then I realized that it's just my fear muscle over catastrophizing like what's actually going on in the market right now. So all you gotta do is just continue staying calm and just continue holding on to this trade itself. Like I said, man, if I lose, man. Doesn't matter whatsoever. I would rather like lose this trade than being a little B who closed the trade early, right? So yeah, just gonna continue holding on to this shit right here. Pull back. Hopefully it starts going down soon. Let me just see, right? Yeah. Not looking good, bruv. Not looking good, bruv. But we'll see, Okay, we'll see. Right, I do think that this is a very strong level, which is just building up some available liquidity. Yeah, so I'm not getting out. I'm gonna continue holding down my fort and just sticking to my trade bias. That's it. I ain't gonna waver in this period of uncertainty right here. No, sir. Alright, so right now the assumption is that price is just coming up here to sweep this high right here. And if you sweep this high, if there's sufficient liquidity, it should like just continue crashing down. You know, continue just going down and down, probably somewhere around here. So right now we are heading into New York session, right? It's not really New York session yet, right? But New York session is opening in about what, 3 hours? So there's still more room for price to go down before New York session opens, and then it can cause price to continue in this existing bearish direction right here, or you can just cause price to reverse. So ideally, we don't want to hold this position during the New York session, right? We want to get out before New York session actually opens, right? Because the goal is to just trade the London session as it is. So right now, price is kind of in the middle of nowhere right here. Not the best price action, not the smoothest price action, but there we go. You know, slowly things are getting better, things are going well. And yeah, I just need to be a little bit more patient because I do think that price will still continue going down there to smash my TP. I just need to like be able to do nothing for now because I'm just sitting over here so freaking bored out of my mind, man. You guys have no idea. Look at the puny little bias trying to push price up right now. Look at this shit, man. Come on now. Little do they know how much selling pressure is there in the market. Little do they know the large amount of sell orders I'm about to unleash onto the market itself. Little do they know, man. Look at this dumbass still trying to end up for a buy right here. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You're on the wrong side of the move, man. You gotta switch. Join the sellers, bro. But yeah, look at price right now, man. Pretty much see price taking out the liquidity above this high right here. All I need right now is for price to come down and take out these lows. If price comes down, take out that low, boom, we're about to smash our TP. That's it, man. That's it. But yeah, price is just moving slowly right here, right? Slowly trickling down. And you know, this is really just a tug of war between buyers and sellers, right? We can clearly see it playing out right now in real time. Just look at that, man. Like, they are trying to fight over to see who has more control. But as you guys know, I'm on the seller side, and I do think the sellers are gonna win. I do think they're gonna win this tug of war right here, man. It should be easy game for them, man. Price is just gonna freaking collapse right now and go down to our TP, bro. Come on, come on. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna stare at this shit anymore, man. Like, I'm gonna lose my mind if I keep on staring at this shit because of how freaking slow price is moving right now. Alright, man. Looks like things are not going our way today. So, I believe that if price is able to take out this low right here, then we are going to go bearish. But if price will take out this high right here, things are not gonna look good. We might, have like a very significant pullback. Price might start pushing up. So I don't want to get involved in that, right? If it does. So if that being said, let's go and close our sell position right here. Right. Yeah, let's just go and close the sell position because of the fact that price is gonna shift bullish right now. Boom. Got off the position. Right there. As simple as that, man. Now, I'm just trading this from a structural perspective, right? I'm not interested in like who's right and who's wrong. I'm not interested in letting my ego make my decision for me because my ego wants me to like just continue holding on to the trade until price comes down to this area right here. But I have a rule which says that if the information gets updated, if new information presents itself, then I'll be stupid to like just continue to ignore like what's actually going on in the market right here, right? Then if that's the case, I'll just be trading my own emotion. I'll just be trading my ego rather than the market. So I'm looking at this from a very objective standpoint. Like in this case, price is sweeping the liquidity above this high. If there's enough liquidity, price will come down here, take out this low, and just continue crashing and smash my TP. If there's not enough liquidity, price will just go up there and take out this high, and then we can potentially shift bullish, right? And then we can potentially have like a very deep pullback right here, which I do not want to be part of. So that's why I pretty much ended up closing this position early. And I want to say that this is more of like an art. This is not a science. There are going to be times when I actually get this wrong, right? Where I close the trade early and then price end up going down there and smash my TP. So this do requires a little bit of discretion. But for me, a foundational rule is that if there is new information in the market that presents itself that kind of defy my original hypothesis, then I should just adapt to the new information rather than sticking to my initial bias, right? Because yeah, new information has presented itself in the market. Anyways, that's all it is, man. Like, honestly, I have nothing to say about this trade itself. If price starts going down right now, I'm gonna be super freaking depressed. But yeah, right here, let's just go and journal and reflect on this trade itself to see what we have done and to see what we could do better. So there you have it, guys. Today we made about 44.6k trading Euro USD. This trade was under a few hours or so, so it's more of like an intraday trade. Now, whether I made the right decision to close the trade early or not, that's another conversation for another day. But in this particular example, I was not willing to like just risk the profits for the sake of making extra like 5 pips, right? Like that was literally the gap between where price is at right now to where my original TP is, 5 pips, right? So think about that fundamentally, like there's a chance that price will just reverse right now because the structure has like fundamentally broken, right? Like internal structure has shifted from bearish to bullish. So it's not a good idea to like just continue holding onto the trade itself. Yeah, it's time to go and do some reflection, right? It's time to go and have a tea and then like just think about what I could have done better for this trade, because now looking back in retrospect, I realized that there are indeed some things that I could have done better. For example, the entry. I feel like I hesitated a little bit at the entry, right? Like I could have gotten a little bit more earlier, right? But because I was really like waiting for all the stars to align, so I got in like a few pips later. But if we get a much better entry, the risk to reward would be a lot better as well. And I also feel like in terms of the take profit placement, we could have potentially placed it at the nearest 5-minute demand zone rather than at the next 15-minute demand zone and assume that price will come down there and serve the liquidity. Because it could, or it could also doesn't, right? Like I think the time it takes for price to go down there, it was like a little bit longer than I expected, right? I pretty much expected price to like just come down to my TP by this time right now, but this time price is still like in the middle of nowhere, right? You can see if you look at the chart, you will see that price is still like hovering around this area right here. And then right now we are transitioning into New York session, which means that it's really just a coin flip, right? Like we don't know for sure whether price is gonna reverse and hit back up or come crashing down. It's really just a coin flip, right? So in this particular case, I would prefer to like just take my profits and just secure the bag and just, leave to fight for another day. And I think that's the name of the game right here, is to like just leave to fight for another day. Just make sure that when there's new information that gets presented into the market, right, that once again defy your original trade bias, you need to like just go and reevaluate the entire market condition and think about whether it's the right call to continue holding on to the trade or like pivot, right? Or take profits early, or even switch your entire position from sell to looking for longs. Yeah. I hope that this live trading session has given you guys an insight into how a professional trader thinks. You can see that it's very mechanical, it's very systematic, it's very methodical. But then at the end, right, for me personally, I use a little bit of discretion, right? But that's really because of the fact that, like, I've seen price play out so many damn times. I've seen these different price action patterns, and I kind of know, based my intuition on like what's gonna happen next, right? Based on all the countless different scenarios that I've encountered in the market itself. And in this particular price action, it's just not the best price action for price to continue going down. So something in me is just like, all right, cool. Seems like there's not much momentum right now, so let's just get out. Now, whether I'm wrong or right doesn't matter, right? What matters is what I do right now during my reflection. Holy shit, I just had a knock in the middle of nowhere. That was really creepy. All right, cool. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. All right, after this trade, guys, I absolutely fucked up. You can see right after we got off the trade, price actually went down and smashed my TP. So if I was a little bit more patient, like just holding on to the trade for an extra like 30 minutes or so, I could have smashed TP, right? I could have like made twice amount of the profits or some shit. But yeah, this is a lesson that I guess I have to take away from this trade itself, right? Like I said, I really believe that every single trade has something to teach you. Win or loss, you have to learn something for that trade so that, you can change your behavior. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys this, just to show you guys the transparency over here, right? When I fuck up, when I make a mistake, I'll let you guys know, right? You guys will be the first one to know, right? So don't worry about that. But yeah, pretty much made a mistake right here. Should have just held up to this trade itself. And I think that's what this channel is for, right? It's not just for me to share my learnings with you guys so that you guys can learn, but it's also for me to learn more about my strategy as well, right? So yeah, you guys can see, right? Set and forget, fail, because Brett didn't actually set and forget. Brett effed up. What a loser. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and just cry. Nah, a win is a win, man. A win is a win. I just need to like think about how you can, manage this trade better. But look at that, man. Just literally came down and smashed my TP and then starts reversing. Literally can't get any better than that. So goes to show that market mechanics work, right? It's just, Brett is just a dumbass sometimes. We all make mistakes, guys.